Okay. I said this before, but really what companies do is that they'll pick one of these assumptions and they just stick with it. And that's a consistency concept, to be consistent in using the same accounting methods year after year, period after period, so that the numbers are comparable, because it does make a big difference when you change methods. Here is called lower of cost or market. This is actually one of the easiest concepts you're going to be doing ever in this class, but we're going to just revalue our inventory at either what we paid for it, but if we can't get that, like if we have to sell something for less because maybe it's damaged or out of date or non-fashion anymore, or it's becoming obsolete, we might have to sell it for a lower amount and we'd be losing money, but at least we're getting something for it. But we'd have to revalue it on our books. And this is where earlier I came up with that, the iPhone example. We bought iPhone ones, the first edition, for like $100 each, but they're not worth that anymore. Obviously, we want everything to be worth more than what we paid, so we have a profit. But if we couldn't sell it for that, if we have to take a loss, we do have to re-record it on our books for the lower amount. So really, the whole goal here is just to pick the lower amount. This is the current replacement cost. We're not really going by sales price, but it's the replacement cost of these items. But in purposes to make this easier, I just kind of talk about the sales price with it. Okay. It can be applied separately to each individual item, to major categories of assets, or to the whole inventory as a whole. We're kind of going to do this based on like separate classes of assets. All right, and like I said, this is really easy to do, so I was going to jump into a practice problem. Okay, so for this problem, we have Martinez Company. They have our ending inventory, includes the following items. We're going to compute the lower of cost or market. And once again, it's really easy. We're really just going to pick the lower of these items. So if we look, the first item they have is helmets. They have 24. It costs them $50 each. The market price, basically, current replacement cost, what they can sell it at, is 54. So we're just going to keep it as is. We're going to revalue it on our books. Actually, we're not going to revalue it. We're going to keep it at the $50 we've paid for it. That's a lower number. We're just going to pick the lower. So to fill out this table, this book makes it a little bit more difficult. They want you to multiply the units by the cost and the units by the market price, and then pick the lower one. So I'm going to get out my calculator, just my phone, and do 24 times 50, and kind of just follow along with me. 1,200. So 24 times 50, we get 1,200. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with the market. So 24 units times $54, we get $1,296. So we already know that the cost, the $50, is lower than the market, so they still make us calculate both. So 1,200 is the lower. So lower of cost of market applied to the items, 1,200 we're going to write in. 1,200. Okay, and we're going to do that for each one. So bats, we have 17. We're going to multiply it by 78. 17 times 78. We get 1,326. Okay, and then we're just going to do 17 times 72. 17 times 72 is 1,224. Which one of these is lower? Take a moment to think. Good job. The 1,224 is the lower number, and that's what we're going to be putting in. Okay. Same thing with the shoes and uniforms. 38 times the 95. 3610. And 38 times 91. 3458. Which one of these is lower? Good job. It's a 3458. Okay, do uniforms on your own, and let's see if we get the same number. Well, actually, it's the same cost and mark for both, right? So what did you get? should be 15.12 for each, right? It's the same. It means when we sell it, we're not making a profit, but we're not losing anything. We're selling it for the exact same amount that we paid for it. So neither one's low. You just pick the same number because neither one's lower than the other. Okay, to finish this, you don't have to fill in anything over here. It's just the final column. So take a moment to add all these numbers up. You should get 7,394. So that's what the value of our inventory would be. So that's not too difficult. Like I said, you just pick the lower one each time.